doing? My name's Mike, and we got Mr. Roots hanging out today, and I'm working with Mr. Ranger. He's about a 1.5-year-old German Shepherd, and today we're going to be, I've only had him for about a week. He's a super excited dog, man. I mean, this is a very, very excited dog. Even though he's very excited, I can tell at the same time he has a lot of potential to learn, and he is learning very quickly. And at the same time, we also have to keep in mind this dog he's very good at taking advantage of people because he's been excited his whole life, and he's just been allowed to be that way. So he believes that he can not listen by just being excited, not paying attention. He believes he can just kind of do whatever he wants. So we started teaching them, you know, how to sit, how to lay on a bed, kind of like this, and then they start to calm down a lot, you know. So when we start to teach them what we want from them. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to work them with the sit, heel, place, and I'm going to be walking around this ottoman just as an obstacle. It helps to get the dog to actually turn their butt with you when you walk instead of them kind of cutting corners. It looks pretty silly, so I'm going to go ahead and start working with them. And I'm not going to talk too much while I'm going to explain some things, but he gets distracted if I'm not paying attention to him right now. Like I said, his first 5 days here, he's a super excited dog. He's real smart and knows how to take advantage of people, so I got to pay attention to him. So when he's on place, he shouldn't move just because I grabbed the leash. Okay, heel. Sit. No. Sit. So if the dog doesn't listen, no correction, direction. Heel. Sit. Good boy. Good sit. Good job, buddy. Good sit. Heel. Sit. Good boy. So if you see that I'm giving him a big praise when he does that, that's because he sometimes will not do that for me. He sometimes will be distracted, not pay attention. So I want to give him a big praise when he does the things that I want him to do for me. Heel. Good boy. So he's heeling nicely. If he goes to get in front of me, I'm just going to lift up on the leash, heel, just like that. Just like that. Sit. Good boy. Good job, buddy. Good boy. Okay, place. And so I just lead him on the place. He's a little hesitant. See how I didn't get all the way on? So I got to lead him all the way on. If he goes to get off, I'm going to correct him. Hey. So I can verbally correct him, but if he goes to step off, I'm going to use the leash. The trick is to win the dog's respect. So how I'm getting this dog to listen, how the dog's doing so well in the first week and calm me down so much. If you watch the first video, this dog was ready to just, if I would have just let the dog take me on the leash in the first video, the dog would have just drug me down the street, you know. This is a big dog, and he's just super excited. So how I'm getting the dog to listen is I'm marking the dog's behavior, right? So I'm telling the dog, when the dog's, if I ask the dog to sit, for example, when the dog does not sit, I'm going to say no, give a correction, and then tell the dog to sit again. So no correction, direction. That's how the dog learns the meaning of no. When I say sit and the dog sits for me on his own, then I will say, good boy, good sit. That becomes the treat, right? That is the praise. That is the reward for the dog. And for that to work, this is why it doesn't work for the general owners, because they do not withhold their praise during the puppyhood. They just give praise the whole entire time, and then it is not effective for training, and then the dog ends up excited because when they were petting the dog, they were unknowingly and unwillingly reinforcing unwanted behaviors, and that's in fact how I end up with these dogs. So part of the reason Ranger here is staying on this bed right now is because I've earned his respect in this first 5 days of having him. What I mean by I've earned his respect is this leash I have in my hand is a tool. That's a mistake a lot of trainers make and a lot of people make, is not using this leash as a tool. So right now, you see how I have it loose, you know, I'm not holding him on the bed or anything. I'm mentally convincing him this is the best thing for him to do, is to stay on the bed. Now the way I've done that is I would put him on place and I stand here, and then if I tell him, if I say, hey, don't get off, like he's trying to get off, I'm like, hey, don't do that, and he doesn't respond, then I quickly zip right right into action. So I'm always ready with the dog. I'm always ready to get right there. I'm ready to just boom. You know, I'm always ready to correct the dog. So if I'm ready, this is how dogs work. If I'm ready to correct him, he will not move. Good boy, good place. I say that because I want to encourage him to lay down when he gets on place. They can do whatever they want when they get on place. They just can't chew on it or anything like that. And of course, they can't step off of place. Place is the crate without walls. Okay, that's what we want it to mean. So we earn the respect of the dog by being fast, by being very quick, and that is our timing. You know, we have to be on point with our timing when we correct the dog. Timing is very important for the dog to understand what it needs to do in the brain. So if our timing's off, the dog's brain is not going to understand what I want it to do, right? So we have to have very good timing. That's why it's important for me to be super quick and get in there and do what needs to be done for the dog to understand what we want from them. Good job, good boy. Heel. Come on, good boy. Sit. Atta boy, good boy. Good sit, buddy. Good job. Heel. Sit. Good boy. So I'm not going to work them too long. That's basically going to be it. Sit. I'm going to kind of keep them in a sit here for a second. That's another good strategy, is to keep them in a sit for a few minutes. Good boy. Good sit, buddy. Good sit. And if he goes to lay down, that's a good thing. I don't teach dogs to lay down the first week. I wait to teach them that. We do it in a very painless way for both of us. You know, I don't want to have good boy, good down. That's actually how I teach down. I put them in a sit. And most dogs, it takes a lot longer for that, but he's doing it for us. That's really good. Good down. Good down. This dog's made a lot of progress in 5 days, but he still needs a lot more time because it takes, the minimum time we do is 3 weeks for a reason, because it takes that amount of time for the dog to practice these things and really habituate and make this their go-to behaviors and imprint those behaviors in their brain. Good job, buddy. Good boy. And we want to end the session positively. So if I was having to correct him all the time, I don't want to end the session like that. I want to end the session when he's doing good. So he believes, I'm doing good, I'm doing good, you know. That's how they learn. And we want to only ask a little bit from them at a time. We don't want to ask a bunch. You know, I didn't do this the first day with them. If you look at the first video, for example, I only made the dog keep the leash loose and come back and forth with me and follow me. Now, 5 days later, we can do a lot more with the dog. Each day, we're doing a little bit more, a little bit more. We don't throw all this at once at them. We want to set them up for success. And the way to do that with the dog is baby steps, have good timing, don't get angry. And we're humans. Sometimes we do get upset with dogs. You can't help it. They're very good. Their whole world is your life, right? It's your home. So they're very good at deciphering what's going on and getting their way in the home. But he is doing great, and this is exactly what we want from the dog. We want to reward him for that. Good down, buddy. Good down. Heel. Place. Good boy. Place. So again, if he goes to get off at all right now, I'll give him a verbal, and then right away, I'm going to spring into action if he doesn't listen. So he's doing good. I can also show him some trust too, and I can drop it like that, because if I kind of act as if like, dude, you're not going to get off. Because I will correct him if he gets off, and I will put him right back on. That can kind of win you some points too. There's a very much an ebb and flow to dog training. You really have to be in tune with that and read the dog for that purpose, and you can get a lot done. But we don't just go trusting dogs, for nothing. He has had time on place. He has been doing that the last 2 days or the last day, last 24 hours. He's been doing that, so he has some experience on place and from a farther distance with me. So like I said, I do have some clout with them, so I can correct them and stop him, or I can run over and step on the leash. That's why we use a leash. And so that way, if he just bolted off a place right now, I can run over, step on the leash, and he can't go any farther. So that's why we always use a leash in training when the dog's on place.